In this video, I'm going to go over 3 common keyword research questions and how it impacts the keyword golden ratio. My name is Doug Cunnington, founder of Niche Site Project, and if you're new to the channel, have a look around, look at some other videos, and if you like it, please subscribe. So the 3 questions that we're going to cover today are: why are keyword search volumes reported differently on different tools? So that's number 1. Number 2 is what to do when you see an all-in title and the results are 0 or no results found. And the 3rd question we're going to cover is around search volumes of 0. What does that mean, and should you even publish content around that? Today I'm recording from my office, which I don't come here too often. I have a couple office mates, and we're actually not in here all at the same time very often, but I knew that it was going to be empty today, and I thought, hey, I'm going to come in and shoot some videos today. So let me know what you think of the layout here, and if I should shoot more videos here or what. When I first learned about internet marketing, well, I didn't know anything when I first discovered internet marketing back when I heard smart passive income for the first time in 2013, but I started learning about keyword research, and I thought the numbers that Google was telling me from like the keyword planner, or maybe I was using Longtail Pro or Keyword CAG or some other tool, I thought whatever number they told me as the search volume was a real piece of data that was very accurate and very precise. And it turns out that if you look at keyword search volumes across many different tools, what you're going to find is the search volumes vary, and they could vary a lot. So if you check out a tool like Ubersuggest or Keyword CAG or Ahrefs or SEMrush, or fill in the blank of your favorite keyword research tool, you may find that the exact same term just varies across the tools. And why is that? It seems like we should get like one number that is the real true number. Basically, the reason why that happens is the keyword search volume that is reported from any tool is just an estimate. So every tool uses a different algorithm to come up with that estimate. The other thing is, we would imagine the most accurate tool you could use is data coming from Google, and even when Google was providing the search volumes from the keyword planner, you would end up with a 12-month average. So what does that mean? If you look at 12 months, some months the search term may have 1,000 searches per month, and in other months it may be 100 per month or 50 per month or something like that. You're wondering what kind of terms those may be? Think about seasonal terms. That's what happens. So a seasonal term, for whatever reason, maybe it's a Valentine's Day related gift, or St. Patrick's Day, or Mother's Day, fill in the blank, right? There are seasonal things that happen all throughout the year, and when you average it out, you may come up with a search volume that is much different from the peak, or the average may be much different from the the very bottom search volume that you see. So the big grand conclusion to that is you may end up with a search volume that is a little bit different than what you expect. And this actually leads us into one of the other questions, and that is, what do you do with a search volume of 0, and how do you end up with a search volume of 0? We're going to come to that towards the end. And by the way, even if you are pretty experienced, you may want to hang on to how we put all this together. So before I move on to the next question, basically keyword search volumes are an estimate, and every tool uses a different algorithm. So my recommendation to you is to just pick one tool and stick with it. You don't really get much value trying to find the most accurate, because it really doesn't matter. We really need to know the keyword search volume for one term compared to another term, not the exact number. All right, it doesn't really matter what the exact number is. It just matters how does this search volume compared to another search volume, and so on. If you just pick one tool and stick with it, then you'll have the relative aspect between each of the different terms. At least that's what I do. If you have an opinion on what the most accurate is, please leave a comment. I'm always up for learning more. And if you have other insight on the algorithms that are used, well, that would be interesting too. So please leave a comment, and I'll definitely read it. Check it out. So moving on to the all-in title advanced Google search command, and that is integral for the keyword golden ratio. If you're unfamiliar with the keyword golden ratio, I'll leave a link in the description for the masterclass. In short, the keyword golden ratio, or KGR, is a data-driven way to find keywords that are underserved on the internet. There's not a automated way you could find this out. It's pretty manual, and that is part of the effectiveness, in my opinion, that you actually have to go and look up these keywords. So KGR is pretty important, and just check out more information if you're unfamiliar with it. Moving on, what do you do when you see the all-in title provides no results? It means the all-in title equals 0, big fat 0. When you put it into the KGR formula, that is the all-in title results divided by the local monthly search volume, or LMS, where the LMS is less than 250, you end up with 0 divided by whatever the LMS is. The KGR that you're looking for is somewhere between 0 and 0.25. Well, if you have 0 divided by anything else, you end up with 0. So if you see no results in the all-in title, good job. That's a very good sign. That means there are no results that have that in the title, and you found a good KGR term, and you can proceed, move forward with that KGR term. So if you don't see any results, it just means it's 0, and that fits in our formula, and that's good to go. Now, conversely, that brings us to the third question, and that is, what do you do when the LMS equals 0? Well, if you remember the formula that I just said, it is the all-in title divided by the local monthly search volume. So if the all-in title, let's just say, equals 10, but the local monthly search volume is 0, as reported by one of the tools that we just talked about before. So you have 10 divided by 0. For all the math people out there, you know that that is undefined. So what do you do with a term that is undefined with a KGR, the keyword golden ratio? You throw it out. The KGR is meaningless at that point because you have 0, you're dividing by 0, and that is undefined. So you end up with something that it doesn't really mean anything. However, it doesn't mean that 0 search volume is bad. So here is the thing that I look for. When the search volume equals 0, I will still publish content if it meets 3 criteria, right? One of 3 criteria. Number 1, if it is a Google auto-suggest. So if it's auto-suggested, that means Google is telling us that people are literally looking for that term, and that is a good thing. So I will go for it at that point. If it is a related search term, so if you Google a term, you scroll down to the very bottom and you see related searches. If it's a related search and it has a 0 search volume, that is another thumbs up, and I will go for it. And in the third case, maybe it's not an auto-suggest, maybe it's not a related search, but if I know it is a good piece of content to have and it could serve visitors to my site, then I will publish the piece of content. A good example is if you go to nichesiteproject.com/FAQ, you will find a couple dozen, maybe more, questions that people ask about affiliate marketing or just in general, and basically all of those have 0 search volume. Like, no one searches for those because it's so obscure. A few people do, but a lot of times they're long phrases. Like, what do I do when the all-in title equals 0 for a search term? Very few people search for that whole thing, and the LMS is usually 0. However, I know a lot of people, like yourself, ask that question, so I go ahead and publish the content on it. I don't even care if no one's searching for it because I know people are interested in the topic even if they didn't type in the question specifically. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment. If you have any opinions on the 3 different questions that we covered today, please let us know. Some of the best ideas and best conversation are not from me specifically, but in the comments. So please leave a comment and just say what's up. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Let me know in the comments, say, hey, I subscribed, and I'll give you a shout out personally. Thanks a lot, and we'll catch you on the next video.